How's it going, Biathlon fans? Welcome back to the channel. I got a doozy for you. There was an egregious safety violation that happened. So over the holiday break, we had the annual World Biathlon Team Challenge. Typically, this event takes place in a stadium in front of hundreds of thousands of fans, and it's just an awesome event. However, the last 2 years, because of COVID, they've had to move it to Ruhpolding and have it in an outdoor setting. Unfortunately, no fans. Some of the biggest names were here. Doro, Lisa Theresa Hauser, and some of the biggest names in Germany. But we're gonna fast forward to one of the final shooting stages. So we see Mary Ader here in the blue taking some shots, and look in the background, Lena Hecky comes in and accidentally drops her magazine and it falls over the firing line. She calls for some help from a range official who immediately jumps over the firing line while Ader is still shooting and people around her are shooting to retrieve the magazine. He then jumps out of the range, and then Lena Hecky begins to start shooting again. Now, it goes without saying that this is a blatant violation of range safety anywhere. When the shooting range is hot or it's live, nobody is allowed to pass this firing line. On a World Cup biathlon range, there's a very distinct drop-off, as you can see by when the volunteers sort of drop down about 3 feet or so, or about a meter. It's a very clear indication that this is the firing line and nobody is to pass this line when the range is active. Now, there are some ranges out there that don't have a very distinct drop-off like this, and they use something like a rope or, maybe some sort of paint on the ground to distinguish the firing line. But either way, when the range is open, nobody can go past this line, because as you can see, this volunteer just put himself in front of Mary Ader's rifle while she is actively taking shots. Now, what should have happened in this case? What is the proper procedure? Lena Hecky should have put in her hand up and gotten the attention of the range official like she did. Now, instead of the range official jumping over the firing line, the range official should have gotten a magazine from her coach. The range official then should have handed the magazine to the athlete, for which she should have loaded and take shots. Now, that wasn't her only option. The other thing she could have done is she could have just taken her spare rounds, hand-loaded spare rounds one by one until she took 5 shots. That's why I always recommend athletes put at least 5 spare rounds in their rifle in case something like this happens. Either way, this was a blatant violation of safety. I just want to take this moment to remind everyone that everyone is responsible for safety on a biathlon range. Not just the range official or the volunteers, but the athletes and the coaches and everyone involved. It's your responsibility to know what is appropriate on a biathlon range and what is not. In this right here, it's not a good look for biathlon.